The book, Manifestations of Eternity, is unique in the fact that the images given in the book were created by the author from the places of manifestation of the most intense areas of eternity.
Such places are present everywhere, and people should look for them to perceive the state of eternal life. The book teaches the reader how to find such places by following the intrinsic logic of cognition represented in the images. By viewing the images, you perceive the result of a certain method of getting in touch with eternity and finding eternity in the actual world, and you understand that it is possible to do. The light wave of eternity can also be dynamic, in which case it can manifest itself for spiritual vision as light impulses and white lines. The perception of eternal character of spirit, mind, soul and body brings natural harmony to your health and the events that take place. When you look at the images presented in the book, you can imagine yourself or another person who you would like to help in the places shown, or you can imagine touching the eternity manifested in the images with your hand. Such experience lets you feel that the whole world consists of eternal matter, and being in the state of eternity by using the images will provide deeper understanding of the world's eternity to provide eternal life for everyone.
I have studied the books, Manifestations of Eternity. Now I see and feel the manifested eternity everywhere, in the mountains, in the sky, in the earth, in houses, in roads, in cars. Heaven and earth are all manifested eternity.
Везде и всюду небо и земля – это все проявленная вечность. В результате этого я везде и всюду стал ощущать эту проявленную вечность.
To create images of the manifestation of eternity, GRIGORI GRABOVOI used his abilities of the control clairvoyance and forecasting, which are established by the protocols of the results. GRIGORI GRABOVOI's abilities were also confirmed by the controlling forecast given in April 2002 in the article Eurasia and Viruses, in the newspaper version of Control Forecast, for the development of the perception of people with using the images of the manifestations of eternity. It is the application of these abilities that is essential. The laws of human perception are based on the traditional direct perspective, that is, on the principles and laws of the linear distribution of forms and guides, in accordance with the vanishing point on the horizon. But the classical linear perspective is not always appropriate, and sometimes it makes it difficult to depict the appearance of eternity on the plane of the sheet. And then GRIGORI GRABOVOI uses other, most diverse and unusual principles of perspective construction, including the perception of the manifestations of eternity beyond the horizon of perceived events, for the exact establishment of which it is necessary to possess accurate clairvoyance and control forecasting in the distant future. GRIGORI GRABOVOI, applying his abilities of controlling clairvoyance and forecasting, applies an inverse, aerial, or perceptual perspective to perceive the manifestations of eternity, to ensure through this perception eternal life to all. He chooses the right plastic language in each particular case to express his own idea, practice and laws of ensuring eternal life for all. The ancient Greeks considered foreshortening to be the most difficult part of visual art. After establishing the areas of perspective, it is necessary through the use of proven and verified in practice accurate clairvoyance and control forecasting, such as GRIGORI GRABOVOI has, choose the angle exactly according to the technologies of ensuring eternal life for all through the development of perception of the manifestation of eternity. This contributes to the development of the perception of those who look at the images created in this way, increases their capabilities until implementation of the general practice of ensuring eternal life for all. Therefore, the course on the manifestations of eternity is included in the training program of the teachings of GRIGORI GRABOVOI and includes the systematicity of education. In visual art, objects that are in space are always presented to the viewer not in their entire volume. Their remote parts are obscured by the front parts, but appear reduced or narrowed and are reproduced in such form by artists. Therefore, foreshortening refers mainly to a strong perspective reduction, where the rays coming from the near and far parts of the object to our eye are meeting at a very sharp angle. Therefore, GRIGORI GRABOVOI, in order for the rays to cover in the field of perception all the events of the eternal life of all and the ways of mandatory realization of this, creates images of the manifestation of eternity at a complex angle, from different levels of the horizon, and so on. Also, GRIGORI GRABOVOI uses in certain cases the formulas available in his scientific work, Applied Structures of Creating Field of Information, to carry out computer image processing in a special way to ensure eternal life for everyone, through the development of perception when examining images created by GRIGORI GRABOVOI. He uses the method described in the specified scientific work, according to which the doctoral dissertation is defended. The basic law of energy production. E equals V multiplied by S. Where E is energy, V is volume, S is the speed of volume perception. In the images published in the collections Manifestations of Eternity, GRIGORI GRABOVOI forms the proportions of the volume and speed of perception of the image elements and their combinations in the radiations of thoughts by such a way using the described ways, so that for eternal life everyone can forever receive a sufficient amount of energy. Therefore, in practice, many people, when looking at the images in the collections of Manifestations of Eternity, immediately get results related to ways to ensure eternal life for all, and many such results are described in the testimonies. In their testimonies, people write about a harmonious state, the development of creative potential, and even compose poems.
Мне вечность представляется водою и берегом под небом голубым, где можно, породнившись с синевою, всегда быть рядом с теми, кто любим. Мне вечность представляется дорогой, людей, ведущей в бесконечный путь, где много света и простора много, где время вспять возможно повернуть. Она всегда живет в контакте с нами и может быть проявлена везде, как самолета след под небесами или как путь, возникший на воде. Здесь так легко остановить мгновение и даже ход событий изменить. Здесь вера переходит в убеждение. Мы на земле за тем, чтоб вечно жить. Из множества событий быстротечных, среди природы и среди машин, мы сами вместе с Богом строим вечность, когда душою мы едины с Ним.